Catskills Art Society. I am Paul Burch. This is my good friend Fats Kaplin. Hello, Fats.
Greetings.
It's a beautiful banjo you have there. What kind of banjo is that, Fats?
Oh, this is a Vegaphone from 1931.
Really? And it's a tenor banjo?
It is a tenor banjo, which was the around that period of the 20s into the 30s. That was the banjo. I mean,
right. It was a rhythm instrument more than guitar.
Yeah. And then the guitar took over in the 30s, going into the 40s.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to start with a song. First of all, thank you for having us. And we're going to start with a song by Big Bill Brunzi that we quite like to play, called "Feels So Good." I got a letter come to me by mail. My baby is coming home, and I hope that she don't fail. You know I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel like Walter Jack. I feel so good. Do I always would. Feel like a Jack and Jill way up behind the hill. You know I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. Feel so good. Feel like Walter Jack. I'll take it from Yes, I feel so good. Do I always would. Feel like a Jack and Jane well, way up behind the hill. You know I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. Yeah, I feel so good. I feel like Walter Jack. Well, fat man, I'm going down to the station. Gonna catch the train. I hold my little baby across the sea. She knows I got dead aim. You know I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. But I feel so good. I feel like Walter Jack. Go, fat man. Yeah, man. Come on, take it over, man. You're smart. That's right. Well, I'm crazy about my liquor, and I do love my gin. I sure do miss my baby. I hope she lets me in. You know I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. Well, I feel so good. I feel like Walter Jack. Just that game man, I feel so good. Yes, I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel like Walter Jack. All right. How about that?
Good.
Love Big Bill Brunzi.
Sounds like they're tearing up the street.
Sounds like they're tearing up the street. Well, you know,
Nice.
that's what can you do? We picked the one day where they're tearing up the street. A few years ago, Fats, you were sitting right there. You helped me make a record about Jimmy Rogers.
Yep.
And let's do a song called Fast Views, which is about Jimmy's last day on Earth when he went to Coney Island for the day
Okay.
after recording. After having his last recording session. You know where he had his last recording session is where Elvis made Hound Dog. Isn't that crazy?
That's right. That's great.
That's great. That's your fact from Nashville to you, Catskills. I'm a fast fuse, mama, won't you hear my plea? Burn brighter than any man you'll meet. Light your way a while, but I'm sure going out on you. Cry, going out on you. Honey, you got a mind like milk turns sour in a day. What you're worth sure ain't what I paid. I'm gonna go back home. Later's coming early every day. Cry, early every day. Yeah, man, go. Yeah, man. I got a mama in New York. She don't know when to stop. She done put champagne in my soda pop. It upsets me so. I hate to break her heart. Cry, hate to break her heart. Yeah, take me to Coney Island for the last thing in my eye. 'Cause you way up on the wonder wheel, waving me goodbye. Keep safe, I watch the rain. Hold me tight. Cry, baby, hold me tight. Blood blue film. Go, man, go. Well, I'm a fast fuse, mama, won't you hear my plea? Burn brighter than any man you'll meet. Light your way a while, but I'm sure going out on you. Cry, going out on you. Cry, going out on you. Beautiful solos, Fat Man.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
If I do say so myself.
I know, my
All right.
goodness. Well, you know, while you've got that, and while we mentioned Jimmy, I'd love to do "Waiting on a Train." Do you mind
Sure.
doing that on there?
Sure.
This was, it was recently a book that came out, a remembrance of great bluesman Robert Johnson, great American musician, by his sister, who was maybe 12, 13 years old when Robert made his records. And he said the song that they used to sing at their house in Memphis, they'd sit on the stoop and they'd sing Jimmy Rogers Waiting on a Train.
All right.
I know. Imagine Robert Johnson singing Waiting on a Train. He was also, they listened to the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. And Robert's favorite banjo player was Uncle Dave Macon.
There you go.
I know. That just made me, it is such a,
But that's often the way.
it is, that's the way.
You know, it's like when Lonnie Johnson, who we were talking about, the great guitarist, came when they kind of rediscovered, to a sense, you know, though he never really quit playing. But when Lonnie Johnson came back, the folks wanted him, no, just do blues, and you know, he was doing his jazz, blues, popular songs, whatever, because just listen to radio, and like any musician of the period, would just been hearing things on the radio and playing whatever people wanted to hear.
That's right.
Like he couldn't quite wrap his mind about what.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you just?
There's in a similar vein, there's a story that when Alan Lomax discovered Leadbelly, he wanted Leadbelly to play a very old song.
Yeah.
And Leadbelly said, like, I wish he'd let me play Jimmy Rogers songs. I could sing the hell out of those, you know. So,
yeah, the same thing.
Well, Jimmy was born in Alabama, but grew up in Meridian, Mississippi. We've played in Meridian, Mississippi.
We have.
We actually played at a theater that he played at, I believe.
That's right. Can't drop the name, but it was
Can't Drop the Name, that one, yeah. So it's hard to remember. It's such a long name. Can't drop the name, but it's one of those.
But it was the theater, an old
theater.
theater.
The Temple? Was it
Yeah,
the
maybe that's
I think
right.
It was
Yeah.
the Temple. Sorry, Meridian. You know, everything's not working like it should during
That's right.
these difficult time that we're in, including my MC skills. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
What would you like to play next? You want to play some fiddle or steel
Sure.
guitar?
Yeah, whatever you want. What song do you want to
Oh,
do?
let's do Monterey. Let's take your steel guitar out. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right. Monterey was one of the first songs I ever wrote before I ever went to Monterey, California.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote it in a laundromat in Boston. It's as far as you can get from from Monterey. But I was thinking of sunnier skies. Monterey, Monterey, I'm leaving today from Monterey. If I told you I loved you, would you stay in Monterey? California, the land of plenty, it didn't take long to see. I've got folks in Oklahoma City who just sent a ticket to me. I'm moving along, but I worry that loving you's been in vain. You've got one bottle of wine to make up your mind. Oh, oh, If I told you I loved you, would you stay in Monterey? Well, I only want what everybody wants, a little love and affection. Do I gotta turn an outlaw? Oh, just to get some of your attention. I'll take it, fat man. Yeah. Well, I'll get a farm in Stillwater. I'll get some horses to run. I'll sit and play this old guitar for the rattlers in the sun. Now the city lights ain't like champagne, they're more like bubbles in my glass of beer. But I would be so lonely, oh, oh, if I knew you were here. Monterey, I'm leaving today from Monterey. If I told you I loved you, would you stay in Monterey? Ooh yeah, if I told you I loved you, would you stay in Monterey? Thank you, fat man.
Yeah.
That was great. I interviewed you once for a publication, and you said that your steel was one of the first instruments you picked up. Is that right?
No, no. Steel was. I started playing like fiddle and banjo
That's
and
right.
mandolin.
Because your uncle played banjo as well.
Yeah, my uncle played banjo, and but I actually took a pedal steel, not regular steel. Took a pedal steel in my, I think like early mid-20s, you know, and started on pedal steel and played pedal steel, then flipped, then I actually went, which I still play a lot of pedal steel, but then went over to actually playing without pedals.
Was there a group that had Hawaiians in the name that you used to? Was there?
Yeah. Yes, it was. Oh yes.
Right.
Well, when I was growing up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan,
Right.
and right below us lived Mr. and Mrs. Pineapple.
That's right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr.
And
Mr.
it was Johnny Pineapple and his Hawaiian.
That's who I want to be when I grow up.
Johnny Pineapple and his
Mr.
Hawaiian.
Pineapple.
Mr. Pineapple. And his Hawaiian Review, and they had a little like panel truck that would be parked, and it had big pineapple, and it said Johnny Pineapple and his Hawaiian Review, and it would go out on the road for long periods of time. And sometimes I would hear Hawaiian music coming up the steam pipe because my bedroom was right above, I guess, where their living room was. And you'd hear like Hawaiian music coming up the steam pipe. And that's right. Johnny Pineapple. I still have sheet music that his wife gave to me, signed to me, actually. Yeah. He had
That's
sheet
fantastic.
music published, yeah. Johnny Pineapple. He'd go out for months on time. He said the story is he came in from the road, from being out on the road with the review, was watching TV, asked his wife for a cup of tea. She went to make him a cup of tea, came back, he had passed away.
Wow.
Yeah. Came in off the road, that was it.
It's probably how we'll go.
We should be so lucky.
Yeah.
What you want to do, Paul?
This is going to be, let's do Harper's Ferry Blues, which is
Okay.
about an area of West Virginia where I used to go sometimes when I was growing up. A lot of trains used to go through Harper's Ferry. Do you know the sound of a fast train whistling down? Lord, I'm tired and feeling straight from this life that I have sound like the Harper's Ferry train. Is my darling calling out my name, but she don't love me anymore. In the valley between winter and fall, nothing dies, nothing grows. Cross the road and count your change till tomorrow comes again. Oh, the only sweetest sound like the Harper's Ferry train is my darling calling out my name, but she don't love me anymore. Yeah, man. Little darling, you are a fool. I've no time to tell you why. You've got your lies and I've got mine. We'll know them by and by. Oh, the only sweetest sound like the Harper's Ferry train is my darling calling out my name, but she don't love me anymore. Go, man. Oh, the only sweeter sound like the Harper's Ferry train is my darling calling out my name, but she don't love me anymore. No, she don't love me anymore. She don't love me anymore. Yeah.
All
How
right.
about that? Mr. and Mrs. Pineapple. I'm so glad that we got to discuss that.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that since that interview. And I remember I had this, I did remember that there was the idea of you falling asleep to something Hawaiian.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. It was Johnny Pineapple.
Johnny Pineapple. Maybe your lovely wife, Christy Rose, who's a magnificent singer, could change Johnny Guitar, one of her show-stopping pieces,
Yes.
to Johnny Pineapple.
Johnny Apple. Yeah, right.
A little too many
Yeah.
words, letters to say. What is that?
Johnny Pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Johnny!
Pineapple.
Highly recommended film if you've never seen Johnny Guitar with Joan Crawford.
That's right.
It's a genre. Nicholas Ray directed that, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And who wrote the theme song?
Who did write the theme song?
Peggy Lee.
Peggy Lee.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Catskills.
Thank you, Catskills.
Yeah. This is,
Wish we were in the
I
Catskills.
wish we were in the Catskills. Let me tell you.
Yes.
And I bet they wish they were here.
Oh yes. A balmy 96
A balmy
degrees
96,
out here.
anywhere but where you are. Let's do, while you've got that silver thing,
Yep.
steel guitar, and that's a Rickenbacker steel guitar. They were the kings of any association with the Rickenbacker airplane. No, I'm thinking
No.
of Eddie Rickenbacker.
Eddie Rickenbacker. No.
He wasn't the founder of Rickenbacker guitars.
No, it just said it's actually this is the speaking of Hawaiian. This is the model known as the Silver Hawaiian, obviously because it's totally chromed out.
To
Yeah.
purple Hawaiian.
Yes, that's right. But
I
this
love
is
the days when things were chrome. In fact, you went on tour with Jack White, an acoustic tour where all of your instruments were chrome, right?
Yeah, we tried to, but we couldn't. You know,
Couldn't get
we
that
have
chrome
done
fiddle,
that.
right.
Yeah. We had a chrome. We had a, and a lot of those were made by the Alcoa company.
Yeah.
And
I can't
that-
wait.
Yeah.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
For tomorrow. I hear little bells when I hear you talk. I hear little bells when I see you walking to me. I hear little bells when you hold me tight. I hear little bells all through the night. Maybe them bells are ringing for me. Well, there's a ringing in my ears, pushing me along, beating in my heart like a tom-tom drum. I got a brand new way of looking at the world. I can't say what it is, I've been wrong before. Can't you hear me knocking on your door? Well, come on, come on. 'Cause I hear little bells when I hear you talk. I hear little bells when I see you walking to me. I hear little bells when you hold me tight. I hear little bells all through the night. Maybe them bells are ringing for me. Well, when you call my name, it sounds like love. Coming down from a mountain way below. Now tell me, do you hear it too? I can't be sure, I've been wrong before. Can't you hear me knocking on your